Hey everyone, so Joker Folie Deux is finally out in theaters, and I've got a lot to say about it. And honestly, kind of pissed. Hollywood has been churning out these questionable productions lately, and this movie might just be the perfect example of why they need to rethink their approach. And before I dig into this, please do give this review a thumbs up and subscribe for more because I've got a lot to say about Joker Folie Deux. And fair warning, guys, I'm coming in hot on this one. So rather than a straight up review, let's just call it an out of the theater impassioned reaction to this film. So the film picks up in Arkham Prison as Arthur Fleck, aka the Joker, is about to go on trial for killing five people, and his lawyer is attempting to plead insanity and get him off. He also meets Lee, aka Harley Quinn, played by Lady Gaga, who is in Arkham Asylum, kind of as a fangirl. She's kind of in there and she sees him and she just kind of gloms onto him. And they have this instant reaction and this weird twisted romance that's really musical and kind of takes place in a fantasy world in a way. And that part of it is brilliant. And it definitely has these moments that flare with possibility while also feeling kind of disconnected from the characters that we were expecting to see in this film. And that's kind of the jumping off point of the film. And honestly, I could have loved this story. Really, I could have loved it. And instead of that reaction, I came out of the theater feeling angry and feeling deceived by the studio because the way they marketed this film just made me go in expecting a different movie. And instead, I got a film that I would have loved. It was beautifully told in the way that they produced it. And it was kind of this really intimate and just weirdly warped psychological drama. And it could have been, honestly, about any criminally insane person, and it would have worked better outside the DC universe or written and marketed from the perspective of it being a kind of a metaverse version, one of the DC universe's metaverses in which Joker or a version of Joker existed. And this was his story. And I think that would have been much better if they had just marketed it that way so that we weren't expecting to see our Joker in our universe with our Batman. Instead, we got something else. It felt like lazy marketing that didn't deliver on the promise of the film that the studio produced. So here's why the film didn't work out for me, and kind of just, I feel like it let everybody down. And I even hate doing this review like this because, again, there's so much about the film that I really liked and that I really loved, but it's not the film that I was promised. And that's what really gets me here. So let's talk about the acting because there's some good stuff there. First off, Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, the Joker, is stellar. He does a great job bringing that character to life. He is a wonderful actor, and his performance is very raw and unsettling, and you get these nuances of the character because he feels so weak and vulnerable, and his laughter is a result of crying or keeping himself from crying. And you feel that inevitable kind of laughter, crying, pain, and madness spiral into madness. And Lady Gaga as Lee or Harley Quinn, she does a fantastic job too. She plays her part really well and she leans into her own character's madness and she brings her own spin to that character. And both performances are equally as compelling. And the musical numbers are also, for the most part, done very well. And Lady Gaga really's got the chops for it. Even still, there's something that just feels wrong here that um because these aren't the characters that we were expecting. And I feel like if the writers and director had really understood what they were producing, the characters that these two actors delivered would have been spellbinding. And that's what we missed out on. That's one of the things that really angers me with this film. Now, here's why my frustration is really kicking in with this movie. This movie doesn't fit into the universe. Let's get into that a little more. So, it really violates canon in so many ways. And look, I get it that adaptations bend and twist the rules and even reinvent stories to a large degree, but we are writing in a shared universe. And there is a line between adaptation and completely rewriting a character's essence of who they are. And Joker, Folie crosses that line. You don't just slap the Joker label on a film and expect fans to go along with it because it's artsy or provocative or it tells this interesting side of the Joker that we have not seen before. I come to this movie because of the trailer, because of the marketing, and because of what I was expecting to see on film. That's not what I got. This movie was more of a fragile, broken man with delusions of grandeur and this kind of fantastical vision of himself and his love interest, not the iconic villain that we all were expecting, like the one that we would believe could stand up in the same universe as the Riddler, as the Penguin, as Batman, as Superman, like the characters we are expecting would outclass this Joker, every day of the week and twice on Saturday. If this film had been marketed as part of the multiverse, again, the Joker from another universe, I would have been expecting something different. The premise would have been understandable. I would have taken the leaps with where this film was going. But calling this film The Joker feels disingenuous. It feels like the studio should have been more upfront about the universe they were building in. And you can't just expect fans to buy into this drastically different interpretation without clarifying the alternate universe that the film was taking place in. And here's the thing, the movie could have been brilliant. Again, it could have been brilliant and I could have loved it if it wasn't tied to the traditional Joker legacy that we were all expecting. The metaphor of the music as madness in this film is just brilliant and it's beautiful. It's really beautifully filmed in so many ways. The visual representations of their deteriorating mental states is powerful and subtle. And the Joker doesn't need to be fragile and mentally broken down like this, but yet he is in this film. And again, if it was just taken in a different direction, it would have been so amazing. He's just not that chaotic. He's brilliant in his own way, but it's so confined in his universe that he can't break out of that to kind of stand on the pedestal of what the DC universe has built over the decades. And yet, in Folie Deux, he's reduced to this shell of his other self. It just doesn't work. It doesn't represent the character that we were expecting. So, all right, kind of got that out of my system. So, let's talk about what could have been done to make this film better. So, imagine if this movie was a Joker in the multiverse, an alternate reality where Joker really is a fragile, broken down man slowly losing his grip on reality. There is a reality where this would work, and this film should have been made in that reality. That would have been fascinating. The film's artistry and its artistic direction and the themes of madness could have been explored deeply and richly in this way and without ruining the character that everybody came to see. It would have preserved that Joker's legacy. If Joker Folie à Deux had been marketed as a multiverse story, again, it would have set the right expectations for the audience. But instead, we get a studio who is trying to cash in on the DC Universe legacy without really understanding the film that they produced and without understanding how to market this film in a way that would have shown it off and would have shown off their ability to reinvent their franchise and give it new legs and new wings and whatever else you want to give it to do new things and tell new stories in new ways. Instead, they undermined themselves. Instead, they just took the easy way to the register in order to cash in on the story that they knew the audience wanted, even though they didn't actually create that story. They just misled everybody. And that's the thing. I think if they had just marketed this story the right way, people would have come. People would have enjoyed it. People would have seen it for something different. And they probably would have liked it. And studios really need to start understanding the difference between creative adaptation and misleading their audience. And I think that is probably the biggest takeaway here for the studio. They really need to do a better job of understanding the products that they are creating in the worlds that they are creating them. Studios are so scared of losing money. They're unwilling to tell original, thought-provoking stories that stand on their own legs. Instead, they slap on a label and a name and a franchise and then send it out into the world. And it just doesn't work. So if you're thinking about seeing Joker Folie à Deux, here's my recommendation. Go into it knowing the Joker you expect is not going to be the Joker in this film. It's an alternate version, an exploration of mental illness and romance, hidden and wrapped within a musical fantasy. And don't let that scare you off. As long as you know that this isn't your Joker, this is an alternate universe Joker. If you approach it like that, you actually might enjoy this film a lot more than I did. But if you're looking for the DC Universe's Joker that we know, this isn't it. Save your money, stay home if that's what you're expecting, because you'll probably be disappointed. So, if you did see the movie, what did you think? Am I overreacting here? I know I came in a little bit hot, so let me know what you think. Did Joker Folie à Deux live up to your expectations, or did it fall short like it did for me? And I really do want to talk about it. As you can tell, I'm really not a professional movie reviewer. I do this for fun. I have a full-time job where I go in every day and it's extremely stressful. And I'm a writer on the side. I am a fan organizer on the side and a movie reviewer on the side because it's fun and it's a way to release energy. And I go to movies because I love them so much and I love talking about them. And I really love talking with them, with people just like you. And this is the place that I can find you. And this is the place where I want to have those conversations, because there are so many of you who are just like me, who love these movies and want to have a good time chatting about them. Whether we disagree or agree, it doesn't matter, because we're at the same table. We are having the same conversation, and we'd be doing this over coffee or over the internet. So please let me know what you think. All right, guys, that's it for now. And until next time, I wish you all happy viewing, and I will see y'all again soon. All right, bye.